page 16. Cuckoo Cheating by Nature, by Nick Davies. Chapter 1. A Cuckoo in the Nest. 1.2. Thow rewtheless glotoun. I am not the first to experience this astonishment, of course. These marvelous interactions between common cuckoos and their hosts have fascinated human observers since ancient times. It has long been known that the cuckoo lays its eggs in the nests of other species. Over 2,300 years ago, Aristotle, who lived from 384 to 322 BC, recorded that it lays its eggs in the nest of smaller birds after devouring these birds' eggs. He knew that the cuckoo then relied entirely on the host species to raise the young cuckoo. They do not sit, nor hatch, nor bring up their young. And he also knew that the newly hatched cuckoo chick ejected the host eggs and young and so became the sole occupant of the nest. When the young bird is born, it casts out of the nest those with whom it has so far lived. In 1248, the Holy Roman Emperor, Frederick II, a keen falconer and fascinated by bird behavior, also described the cuckoo's parasitic habits. The bird called cuckoo makes no nest nor lays eggs on the plain ground, nor feeds young, but obligately lays its eggs into foreign nests, for instance those of blackbird or brainy, a meadow-nesting songbird, or other birds, which incubate its egg and rear its young. Once I got a nest of brainy with an untypical nestling having a large gape. After having reared this nestling with thorough care by my helper, we realized that this is a young cuckoo. Therefore, we know clearly that the cuckoo does not build its own nest, but lays its eggs into the nests of foreign birds. There are also frequent references in old literature to the cuckoo's odd behavior. This bird riddle, translated from Old English, is in the Exeter Book, a manuscript dating from AD 950 A 1000, and surely refers to a cuckoo egg and then the cuckoo chick being cared for by foster parents. In these days my father and mother gave me up as dead, nor was there a spirit for me as yet, a life within. Then a certain very faithful kinswoman began to cover me with garments, kept me and protected me, wrapped me in a sheltering robe as honorably as her own children, until I, under the garment, as my fate was, grew up, an unrelated stranger. The gracious kinswoman fed me afterwards until I became adult, could set out further on my travels. The young cuckoo's vigorous begging in the host nest must also have been familiar. In Chaucer's poem from c. 1382, The Parlement of Fowls, the young cuckoo is chastised as a symbol of greed, line 612, Thow rewtheless glotoun. And the adult cuckoo's lack of parental care often comes to symbolize a life with no love at all. In another 14th century poem, The Cuckoo and the Nightingale by Sir John Clanvow, an opposition is set up between these two birds. The nightingale argues that love is the mainspring of all goodness, all honor and all gentleness, broken bar perfect joy. The cuckoo replies that the nightingale's complicated song, with its embellished phrasing, is obscure, while his own simple call, a cuckoo, a chew and plain, is easily understood by everyone. His message is that loving is an office of despair, that will bring nothing but pride, sorrow, envy, distrust, jealousy and eventual madness. These two birds continue their dispute in a German folk poem from the early 19th century, set as one of the songs in Gustav Mahler's 1892 song cycle Der Nebenwanderhorn, the boy's magic horn. Here, the argument is over which is the finer singer. The cuckoo's cunning nature is revealed when he suggests they ask the donkey to act as judge, for he has two big ears, all the better to tell which is best. The nightingale goes first, but its song is too intricate for the poor donkey. When it's the cuckoo's turn, the donkey immediately appreciates the simple call and, with a cry of pronounces the cuckoo the winner of the contest. The cuckoo is also associated with betrayal, a cuckoo in the nest becoming a symbol of an illegitimate child, the violation of a man's own domestic nest. In Love's Labour's Lost, written in the 1590s, Shakespeare makes a play on the words cuckoo and cuckold, a man whose wife has been unfaithful and so who might be raising another man's child as his own. When daisies pied and violets blue, and ladies' smocks, all silver white, and cuckoo buds of yellow hue, do paint the meadows with delight, the cuckoo then on every tree, mocks married men, for thus sings he cuckoo. Thus the call of the cuckoo comes to instill a fear of cuckoldry. Milton's A Sonnet to the Nightingale, from about 1629, when he was a student at Cambridge, refers to the superstition that hearing the cuckoo in spring before the nightingale foretells bad luck for a lover. O nightingale, that on yon bloomy spray, warblest at eve, when all the woods are still, thou with fresh hope the lover's heart dost fill, while the jolly hours lead on propitious may thy liquid notes that close the eye of day, first heard before the shallow cuckoo's bill, portend success in love if Jove's will have linked that amorous power to thy soft lay, now timely sing, ere the rude bird of hate, foretell my hopeless doom in some grove nigh as thou from year to year hast sung too late, for my relief, yet hadst no reason why. Whether the muse, or love call thee his mate, both them I serve, and of their train am I. Page 19,